place. Each person has his own place in the society, and each is great in his own place. So don't devaluate yourself. Don't say you're doing something less importance, because you are unique in your own perspective. You are part of it. You're part of this bigger chain, bigger link, and then you have to do your part in order for these to sustain. So it doesn't matter where you are, whichever the area you're placed in, take that. That's the most and important ultimatum that you have to do that particular day, particular year, particular month, and do that role with a lot of heart and love. If at all we need to compare, let us compare with our own achievements. Let us see where we were a month ago and where we stand today. Such comparison will be beneficial both in controlling jealousy and in motivating us further so that we can strive harder to achieve our goals. A 10-year-old child reading a medical book will not become a doctor overnight. Similarly, reading a self-improvement materials or scriptures will not help if we don't change and practice. The holy texts such as Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad can give us the directions, but the walking has to be done by us, slowly and steadily. Swami Vivekananda had said, "Arise, awake and stop, not till the goal is reached." Let us draw inspiration from all such sources, keep our hearts open to the ennobling influences, allow our mind to ponder on these ideas, and follow in their footsteps to achieve the goals in our lives. Discipline helps by restraining us from unplanned actions. One should make a timetable of his daily activities and try to follow it. This will prevent him from postponing important tasks and incurring damage. The art of time management is essential to success in all fields. A moment's delay can ruin a person, and opportunity lost is gone forever. Meditation. When you wash an ink pot, only blue water keeps coming out. But as you persist in washing the process, gradually the water becomes clearer and clearer until it's absolutely pure. Similarly, you must patiently cleanse the mind with good thoughts, God's name, incidents from the lives of the saints, and you will find that gradually your thoughts are becoming purer and purer. Prayer to the God is a great help in cleansing the mind of all worldly and worries. The essential thing is regularly and doing it sincerely. Be true to yourself. The practice must be done for at least as less as 10 minutes every morning and evening. And that's a very good example of meditation. You take an ink bottle and you drain the ink, but he tells that again you put the clean water on it and shake it, you still get that the blue remain particles, and then again you do it and do it, and then it takes time, it takes process. So that's something that we can visually see it, but Swami Vivekananda advises that that's a way you, as long as you keep at it, practice is what makes you good at what you do. So that's the best way to understand as well on the process of meditation, as some of us do think that okay, spending 10 minutes a day and after 30 minutes and then we're expecting some destination, and meditation is not a destination. I think that video which I did in the past would definitely give you a bigger understanding. So if you haven't gone through, I suggest you to go through. And there's a big gap between the experienced people who is talking about the meditation and just the just born babies who is talking about the meditation. So the process takes a lot of time. And if you're an experienced professional about 20 years and something, and the way you tell and talk about your field is definitely much more experienced than the person who is with 1 year experience talk about the same thing. So I think that's something that we really need to understanding to get there. So there are also, I would like to add, meditation is a process you need to enjoy. Dance on a dance floor, you don't go to a destination in a dance floor. You just enjoy the process, the beat, music, your body movements. Time you get tired, you feel that yes, you did a great job. Someone tells you, hey, you have a nice move, so on and so forth. Same thing with the music. Music, there is no destination at the end. You enjoy the music by listening the music. I don't think that that you're desiring a destination while just spending or listening the music. So these are the small examples what we need to understand. As long as you keep at it, but then every time you listen to the music, every time you enjoy, every time you dance, what happens, you feel joy, enjoy, and then your mind lifts up in a different vibes altogether. Same thing does meditation. But then if you start experiencing that the present moment, so that matters most. And that example would be the best thing that you could apply. The happiness of the world is transitory. The less you become attached to the world, the more you enjoy the peace of mind. One should work hard for the realization of God. The mind keeps well when engaged in work, and yet japa, meditation, prayer also are specially needed. You must at least sit down once in the morning and again in the evening, that act as a rudder to the boat. When one sits in meditation in the evening, one gets the chance to think of what one has done, good or bad, during the whole day. Next, one should compare the state of one's mind on the previous day with the present day. Unless you meditate in the morning and evening along with work, how can you know what you're actually doing? It's very profound to reflect back on those things. Being happy is continuously put off to the future, but happiness can't be experienced in the future, only in the present. Prayer, when combined with the silence, can connect us to the infinite source of power deep within our hearts. Love is seeing the God in the person next to us, and the meditation is seeing God within us. They go hand in hand. If our relationship is based on personal need, it is not going to last very long. Once the need is fulfilled on a physical level or emotional level, the mind looks for something else, somewhere else. If the relationship comes from the level of sharing, then it can last longer. If you know how to row a boat, you can row any boat. If you don't know how to row a boat, changing the boat won't help. Changing the relationships doesn't solve the issue of the relationships you're going through. So you really need to find a way to come out of it in a different way, finding the solutions rather than just, okay, it's not working out for me, I'm gone. So you gone, same like I did my couple of cars before I got a realization. So, you need to address the problem within. If you're so bored of your own company, trust me, who would want to spend time with you? And imagine two bored people are getting together. Obviously, they're going to bore each other. When you're looking for security, love, and comfort from your partner, you become weak. You are on receiving end. When you are weak, then the negative emotions come up in you. Demands comes upon you. Demands destroy love. If we just knew this one thing, we could save our love from getting rotten. The common expressions is I fell in love. I say don't fall in love. Rise in love. Very wonderful. There is no additional explanations required on that one. Don't say I fell in love. I say rise in love. Never follow your feelings. You will be ruined if you follow your feelings because feelings change all the time. We feel good and then we feel bad about the same thing. Follow your commitments, your wisdom, you will be much better off. Meditation is that process of dwelling deep into the area of yourself that is love. Meditation is not just sitting and having a boring thing to do or sitting a day dreaming or dozing off. You are an ocean. There is so much wealth deep inside you, so much beauty. You have so much love that you can offer, and your mind is so much more powerful than you think. You can create the situation that you would like to have around you, then the ultimate relationships are possible. The ultimate relationship is beyond time. because you are timeless. Time and mind are synonymous. Time is nothing but the distance between two events, two happenings. Love is not happening, love is being. Love is not an act, it is an existence. Love is not an emotion, it is your very nature. Feelings change, thoughts change, ideas change, bodies undergo change all the time. But the thirst deep within us is for something that is not changing, something that is eternal, something that is always the same. That is why we use these eternal phases or expressions when we are in love. We want to feel this love forever because love takes you beyond time. When you are in love, you don't notice time. You feel it has only been 5 minutes when you might have spent 5 hours. So, very good, great description, explanation on subject called love. Worth repeating, but I hope you got the message. The divine is within you, you are in God, and God is within you. The mind is the cover that is holding the divinity within us. The cause of anger is lack of total knowledge of what is happening inside that man or that woman. When the capacity to love is greater, then the ability to know and understand also becomes greater. We think that things are great just because we belong to that thing. We are stuck in that limitation. Why not wake up and see that all that exists in this world from time of immemorial belongs to you? I'm not just from America, I'm not a German, I'm not an Indian or an Asian or African, but I am at home anywhere, everywhere, and within everybody. All the wealth of humanity belongs to me, whether it is the Gita or Quran or Bible or Sikhism, Jainism. All that wealth is mine. A mature person thinks that way. A mature person would calm the whole world as his wealth. Maturity means someone who does not limit the wealth that is present in the world and divide it. He says the whole eternity belongs to me and I belong to everybody. That is enlightenment, the whole evolution of man's thoughts from being somebody. Being somebody is ego. I am great, I am very evolved, and you are not evolved. That is an ego. Recognizing the truth of the two steps of evolution takes one from being somebody to becoming nobody, and from being nobody to becoming everybody. That's a profound way to understand. That sums up this book in 3 parts. I hope that was a little bit helpful for you for the things that you can apply in your life. As I said, this is just a 125 pages book, and I'm going to leave the name below. These are the something which I highlighted, but definitely, it's worth reading. 125 pages is just couple of days. If you happen to read 10 pages a day, less than 10 days you can read. But if you're a ferocious reader, 2 days is max is what you're going to go through. And it's not about what you're going through, but either the book is gone into you. It's something that you need to ask, and applying those bits and pieces of information. You might not be able to apply everything at once. This is what these wonderful books does. It's you're already putting a seed in your mind when you're reading it or when you're doing it. But then there will be a time it becomes part of you, and without you knowing it. So this is amazing thing that can happen to you. So that's why I always say that it's good to read wonderful books. Sometimes so much of information is around us and we just don't pay attention to those things. I hope my work on these books help you to at least listen to it, to get some information to your head, and perhaps I suggest you to read the book. I know these reading books kind of looks boring because I'm looking at the computer and talking rather than the normal videos I do, but sometimes I feel this is more of education for me as well, so that I'm rereading the things what I already read. And at the same time, if it is helping one person, I would be the happiest, at least knowing and unknowing. And I hope, once again, these things are just intentions for the people to get better in what they do. And if not today, and someone somewhere somehow is going to get that message. And more importantly, whatever you do, educate yourself, practice the principles, things which you come to know, And again, applying your own logic and whatever you believe that might work out. Those sometimes these examples is what can strike us. I said, yes, that's the message I was hoping and expecting, and to do better in what you do. And stay well, stay blessed. If you like this content, please do subscribe and share with your friends and families, and do leave your comments and thoughts for me to get better in what I do. See you on wonderful book some other time, very near future. Stay well, stay blessed. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you.